Let's see if I got this right. Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to ENFP Mail. Today I'm interviewing Avis.
Hi.
So we're doing a live interview today. This is like, I haven't done this since last time I did this was Julian, I think, my third interview. So it's gonna be interesting to do this. I think you're my 103 interview, actually. I think.
It's like 100.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. So Avis, when did you get type and how did you feel? What did you think when you got your typing results back?
I got type. I looked it up, or I won't remember. So I looked it up. I got type September last year, 2019.
Yeah.
So I've been in their class for a while, but I never like super into it.
Yeah.
But I'm really generally really curious about people. And it started with my friend that kind of started talking about it. So when I got officially typed, my type was Ni-Fi, sleep, consume, play, blast, double feminine. So when I first got typed, got my result back, I was really shocked. Because I was like, I can't believe I'm an INTJ.
Yeah.
It's like, because I always make fun of INTJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, the dominant NI is just like, so annoying.
Yeah.
Because my friend that started the INTJ, like the.
Is your friend an INTJ, the one who got you into it?
Yeah, but he's not like. He's like really like still stuck in the Myers-Briggs land.
In the what? Oh, Myers-Briggs land.
Myers-Briggs land. Yeah, and he's still like really fixated on the INTJ stuff and all that.
Right.
And so that kind of got me interested. But then of course then I got more curious and dig deeper, and then found Dave and Shan's objective personality. Because when I started first digging into like the functions, and then went into the brain type, Dario Nardi? Yeah, Dario Nardi's stuff, and then the brain type and all the brain scan, because I studied psychology before, so that kind of personality stuff, and also I kind of read quite a bit of or listen to Jordan Peterson stuff a lot too. The big Fi stuff is like really fuzzy to me, and then the brain type stuff is like still fuzzy too. Like I'm always trying to like bridge things together.
Yeah.
So when I got into Dave and Shan's like objective personality, that was like really clear. Like all of a sudden, like everything is so clear.
Yeah.
There's coins. There's like the quadrant, and there is a consistency, which is really cool. But as I study more and more, I got really confused because it's just I always got type as ISFP.
ISFP?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, and I always feel my FI a lot. Like
that makes sense. It's the same functions, yeah.
Yeah. So FI, and I'm also an IFI. So like is really conscious. FI is really conscious, and my SE is very conscious to me.
Right.
Because of my double activation,
because you're consuming and playing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was always like feel like, but then ISFE doesn't really, the description for me doesn't really make sense. You
don't have people problems, right? You're a double decider.
No, but then they don't say that about ISFP.
Yeah.
Like it's more just like, you're artist, you're creative, you're just
Are
like.
You?
I am. Though I'm a dancer, and I'm always creative, and I'm always and I'm also a pianist. Like I play piano growing up, and also dance growing up.
It's a lot of kinesthetic and audio.
I know.
That's kind of weird.
It's really.
Are you sure you're not masculine feminine?
They guess on that.
Oh, they guess that part.
They guess on the double feminine part,
Okay.
But I can see that the SE stuff, like I'm always conscious of it.
Yeah.
But I also realize I am not as quick at picking up stuff as some of the people I see as SE.
You have rapper hands too.
What does that mean?
People with masculine feminine, they have rapper hands when their hands like yeah. You have rapper hands.
Okay.
Oh my God. I don't think, maybe you're mistyped. You're not a.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Because they guess on the double feminine.
Double feminine has like limp hands.
I have really bad memory, like horrible memory.
Well, it's still fourth, right? So.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you just okay. Keep going.
Yeah.
You had rapper hands. I was like, oh, because like when I interviewed like double feminine INTJs, They have like the limp fingers.
Limp finger?
Yeah, but you don't have limp finger. You have like the rapper hands, like that.
I do talk with my
Yeah,
hands.
you
I
do. It's like that other girl I interviewed, Hannah. She had like the rapper hands too, because they didn't know she was masculine, feminine, or
right.
double feminine.
Yeah.
But then she was doing that like the rapper hands thing, and we're like, oh, definitely masculine, feminine.
Okay.
And then you're doing it right now, so.
Yeah, because that's just something that I.
Yeah, there you go. You're doing it again.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the rapper hands.
Okay, maybe that's one indication.
They said they just guessed, right?
They just guessed on my.
Oh, okay. So.
But it would be really weird if I have masculine sensory. I guess I kind of got attached to my.
Well, you knew the numbers too. You're like, yeah, I got type on.
Oh no, because I look it up.
Oh, you look it up?
This.
Okay,
I look it up.
Okay.
Because I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That part. And then the timeline is always really vague to me.
Okay, let's start with your FI first. So talk about your masculine FI.
Masculine FI. I don't know. I just always really conscious, and I know what I like, what I don't like, and then the whole self above tribe thing. It's default and obvious to me, and also bring me a lot of conflict with my family.
Like what? Like what happened?
Oh, it's like if I grow up have a parent who is like, now I realize she's more tribe above self for sure. Like, then she is viewing me as like super selfish. Yeah. So I kind of got the label of growing up of being super selfish, and and then she make it sound like a really, really bad thing, but then I kind of like didn't care.
You didn't give a shit.
I didn't really care. Yeah. Okay. So and then how I feel is just how I feel. Yeah. And then I kind of just.
What about your dad? What type of your dad do you think?
I don't know. He's really. Do
you think he's
He's more as self of a tribe, I think.
Self of a tribe also?
So
you're more like your dad then?
I'm more like my dad, for sure.
I see, okay.
Yeah. So it's just a really interesting dynamic of how we kind of morph around my mom's...
thinking you're selfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a DE, right?
Oh, yeah, I am pretty sure she is. So
it's like your mom. My girlfriend's here, by the way. Yeah, she's manning the camera, so if you're wondering. Yeah, type twins are here together. Yeah, but she's hiding behind the scenes now. Have you guys noticed you have the same eyebrows too?
No. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, other people would be more obvious to kind of see.
Yeah, like I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell?
Oh. I didn't even notice.
I did. I'm like looking, I'm like, what the hell?
Same eyebrow.
Seems the facial shape is kind of similar
too, right?
Yeah, similar.
Holy
Yeah, so that's very interesting. But I think she's masculine feminine. I think that's just my opinion so far.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. Do you have like the same family dynamic or?
Well, she got her mom and her butting heads too, so.
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's better now, like with time and distance, but like
this
you're
time
together,
and distance, yes.
Yeah, you're together. It's like
you just can't.
What about your feminine TE? What's your feminine TE like?
I thought about that because that was really fuzzy to me. Like, as in, like, what does TE actually mean? Because me and my friend was talking about I feel my friend it's like when he has a question, he always like go out and ask the friend or something. Okay. Or does that make sense? Yeah. My feminine TE, because like I kind of maybe it's like go with the flow. Yeah. Is that one more of a feminine?
Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah. Like when a tribe wants to do something, you're like, okay, that's fine. You know.
If I don't mind it, if I don't care.
Yeah, if you don't care, yeah.
If I don't
care. Yeah, that's what she would say too.
Yes, totally. Like, if sometimes I don't care, like, sure. I don't mind just being in a new environment. I also kind of have my FI value is like new experiences, like just trying different things. Unless I know for sure I don't like something. It's something how I always like pick and choose is knowing what I don't like. Yeah. Right? So it's that kind of decision. So if the tribe wants to do something, I go with the flow. Right. And if they really, really want to do something I don't want to do, I just kind of, I won't confront them. I won't fight with them on it. I kind of just...
You'll just vanish?
Kind of.
You're like a ghost. What about your consume second? So did they say you're like an IJEP kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're a little bit chaotic then?
Chaotic.
A little bit?
It's interesting because
With material things?
not with material things. I see my friends are more crazy with material things.
Yeah, I mean chaotic, like do you organize your stuff? Or is there,
Oh,
are you messy or?
it's interesting.
She's messy as hell.
I think when I was younger, I was because
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see the stuff?
I don't see it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But once I kind of got to the whole like purging, Marie Kondo stuff.
Oh, Marie
and
Kondo.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole process and getting rid of stuff. And then once I start, I can't I have to finish the whole area. So I'm really trying, that is something that I'm actively working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's also funny because compared to my other friend who's a SI, she is so organized and so not messy.
Yeah.
So even though we're both into purging,
Yeah.
but hers is very fixated and very conscious. So
Yeah.
if something out of whack or out of order, it just sticks out at her so much more. And
Right.
I have to tell her because she always complained to me about her husband or whatever. Then I said, well, honestly, I think he's just like me. We just don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just unless you point it out to me, and
Yeah.
then that becomes something that bothers me.
Right.
Then I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I just
It's not
live
real.
in the mess.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your consume is SF. So do you like to watch trashy shows? Like
I watch your thing. Yes.
you like those trashy shows?
I like watching Bachelor.
Bachelor. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, same idea. Okay.
So I have my shows, which is like my NT show, my NF show, and then I have to take a break to watch some Bachelor, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just it's really funny because I don't know. It's just hilarious,
Yeah.
and it relaxes me.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right?
the same as her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get irritated by that, but that's different.
Why is it irritating?
I feel like my brain's I feel like I felt dumber after I watch it, and
Oh.
I felt like for me, I hear all the voices too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I hate
Could
it.
be.
Yeah.
Because
To each their own.
yeah, when my boyfriend hated for a different reason, because
Yeah.
he feels cringy about people getting rejected, the
Do you have an
emotion.
ENFP? Do you have an ENFP boyfriend?
Kind of, I think. He's ENFP or ENTP or something like that. He can't stand oh my god, he just feel the rejection is coming, and then he's running away.
For rejection from what?
In those reality TV show, or Dating Bachelor.
Oh, really?
They have to cut people every
Yeah.
episode or have a breakup.
I wonder if that's an FE thing then. Because that's not why I cringe when I watch those shows.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just hate it. It's annoying. it's yeah. Good. Good.
No, I think you feel it too much or something. I was like, this is just, life.
Yeah, maybe he feels the tribe vibes. But for me,
Maybe.
I was I can't stand this. But it's different. Different. Let's talk about your sleep first. So what's your sleep first like? Are you always preserving your energy? Always
Always.
Always?
Always.
Yeah.
Very energy conscious. And then, so for example, if we're meeting today, I know,
Yeah.
then I'm kind of unconsciously already kind of plan how I distribute my energy throughout the day.
How so? Do you do that? Okay. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
because
going.
it's a thing. Be okay, it's a thing that's there.
Yeah.
Okay, in the timeline of my NI plan, I was
Yeah.
it's that time,
Yeah.
and then what do I need to do to get myself to there?
Yeah.
I know when I get myself there, I'll be fine. It's just it's just such a. I always think about it.
Yeah. Your energy levels?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much energy level does it take to get here? 50% of your day energy or something, or is that how you think about it, or how do you
I think it's interesting because during COVID and after COVID,
Yeah.
how much I realized, and I actually have a sensory tracking
Yeah.
to actually tell me how much strain I'm using.
Yeah.
So it's really funny that before COVID, you know how much time we spend on commuting
Right.
in the office and interacting with people.
Yeah.
That really actually take a lot of strain out of me.
Yeah.
But after COVID, I'm working from home.
Yeah.
That took out so much of the commute time.
Yeah.
And depends on if I'm meeting with people versus like video or versus like just voice.
Yeah.
That's like huge difference in terms of energy spending.
So when you're meeting someone in person, it's the driving part that kills you.
No, it's the whole like getting myself out of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was this whole like anticipation.
Oh, really? Oh, because of the NI? Yeah,
It's the NI thing.
Yeah, you're thinking about like what's gonna happen in the future, and then your FI is like, how do I feel? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have to. It's a blast lasting, I think.
last. Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense.
It's totally a blast last. It's like you have to get yourself from this state
Yeah.
to a different state
Yeah.
because your inertia is so strong
Yeah.
that to kind of tip yourself moving, the beginning is the hardest.
Does your
part.
boyfriend have savior play?
No.
No.
Wait, that could be. So
Could be.
Probably savior play. could
Savior play.
be.
What about
Yeah.
Blast?
Yeah, he talks a lot. All
He talks
the
a lot?
time. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why you're together.
I guess so.
Yeah, that makes sense. She talks more than me though. When it's just us two.
Depends on what it
When
is,
it's just us two, yeah.
right? Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What about your what's the play? What's your play like? So you play and sleep in the first three.
Yeah.
I noticed people would play third. It's still pretty good though.
I'm
You know.
pretty good. Like
Yeah.
from what everybody say about me,
Yeah.
they like I would say probably half the people would say I'm an extrovert in a way because I'm always out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. I do a lot of activities.
Yeah.
So, and also, then I will realize like I need to go home. Then I like halfway I'm like gone.
What do you mean gone?
Like for example, if I I probably out pre-COVID probably like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So that's quite different than the
Now,
INTJ people that I know.
what are the regular ones are doing?
What the INTJ people I know
Yeah.
are like probably 3 or 4 days at home or something. So I'm kind of
Oh, you're more out.
I'm out all the time.
But maybe they're like the standard blast sleep, because most
Maybe.
INTJs are blast sleep, right? So they don't care about like
No, they
Yeah.
don't want
'Cause-
to go and
yeah,
do stuff.
because you like to gather.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I like to gather and I like to talk and I like to play and I like to do SE stuff. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot. Like I dance like 4 days a week,
Yeah.
and I also do all.
what kind of dance do you do?
I'm in a modern dance company.
Modern dance company?
Yeah. So
What is it, like hip hop or something? Or
No, it's more like ballet, contemporary.
Okay.
Modern, so more abstract.
Okay.
Actually, it's really abstract.
Very end.
So, yeah, that's why I really love it. Maybe that's
Yeah.
why, because
Yeah.
it's even the choreography and all that. It's about we don't want to do anything too literal.
Yeah.
My artistic director is all about like that. That's too literal.
yeah.
So you have to like kill that move or something.
I see.
Yes, yeah. So it's all about concept and like how do you emerge from your body language and physical language from that concept. So
Yeah.
instead of you follow the exact form
Yeah.
of a typical jazz or a typical ballet, it's like you copy the form of exactly how it is. But modern dance is more about a concept of semantic kind of a movement
Yeah.
type of thing. So moving from within.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I'm really into.
Yeah.
And also I really love doing like contact improvisation. So that's more about energy transferring with your partner or people. There's like tons and tons of people doing like contact improv.
Yeah.
So that's totally shut your brains off.
Yeah.
And that's like in a pure SE type of situation. So I really enjoy that, and that's kind of like give my brain a huge break.
Yeah.
That's probably the only time I'm not sleep processing.
Yeah.
Is when I'm dancing or doing like acro yoga or flying trapeze or things like that.
Doing a lot of kinesthetic stuff.
I do,
Yeah. You're also using a lot of NF right now too when like we're talking.
I do.
Yeah.
Like that's something I really, really love to explore. Like I have my NF friends who talk about like
personal development and like growth and all that stuff. And
and also like aliens or something. That,
aliens,
you know,
okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like an IJ conspiracy, kind of crazy.
It's but more on the NF side. It's really interesting about like the whole like the debate about religions and if the whole like are you part of the one or are you just like individual? Because there was that whole discussion about if we're all part of nature's and we are not really so much different than what we are seeing. And then there's go into like the whole Matrix debate and all other NF show that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so I have like that is really, really satisfying for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have my SE friends, kind of like that's how my life is seems to categorize.
You got an NF and SE friends and a little bit of NT sprinkled in there.
Oh, NT is work. NT is
that's work.
totally
Oh, that's work. Right, because you're the IT. Yeah. So you're done after that. You're like, I've done my NT and no more.
I'm done. That's it. And then I have like talked to my engineer people, my computer people, my operation people. That's like all NT. Yeah.
So you don't want to deal with that on your free time because you've already done it all day at work.
I'm done. Yeah, and I have to blast and control them all the time because they don't work well together.
Okay.
Yes, that's my.
You're the double decider, so you're trying to make people get along.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Or if they do, they fight a lot.
Yeah, probably a lot of INTPs fighting. Yeah.
Yes, very. There's a lot of TI in.
TI DOMs.
Oh gosh, it's. I'm just glad I'm not TI dumb.
Yeah.
I just see that and I'm like, oh my god, you're so like.
Arguing for no reason.
Or hating people for no reason.
Yeah.
Or thinking people are dumb for no reason.
Yeah.
Or just like, this is just only one way to go. Anyway, that's just how I try to like, hey, you guys are actually arguing about the same thing but using different language. Yeah. Kind of.
You're a double decider though, so you're like, you're like it's balanced. Well, let's talk. Since we're in that topic already, let's talk about your blast last NT. So, how has that like kind of like been a problem in your life, or not blasting, not speaking up, Have you pissed off people because you haven't like spoken up and
I don't think I will piss off people if I don't speak up. They just piss off myself, right?
Okay, so how do you piss yourself off then?
Then you will kind of regret of not speaking up.
Yeah.
Right. So like, especially, I think it's because I find more of that at work. And then it just kind of trains you up. You need to speak up, and then it just to a point where I can't stand it anymore. And then my IJ-ness come out. So that was like a really weird thing. It's like I naturally, the tendency is I don't want to have the spotlight.
Yeah.
But then I hate wasting time.
Yeah.
So when I see the whole tribe or something is going off the deep end of like wrong direction or this is not going anywhere, I'm just gonna sit here forever and waste my time, and I hate that, then I would.
So usually you speak up or you don't speak up when that happens?
Then to a point when I start speaking up.
I see.
And then start taking control of the situation. Yeah. And then that's when I found, oh, actually, this is better because I get to go home early.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not to solve the problem, it's for you to get home early.
It's to solve the problem, but then that problem is to support me going home early.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, or I have to
with your tea tips.
Yeah, like or it's just like it's more like solving problem by pulling people together almost.
Yeah.
Because I can tell that there are a lot of very, very smart people.
Yeah.
But they don't work well together, or they have problem communicating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I find myself often being the bridge of all that situation.
Yeah.
And I can see like like I love understanding their concept. I love understanding their logic, how they get to that point.
Right.
I'm really fascinated by that, and I love asking questions about how they get to that solutions, and because you could have a problem and have a really, really long, crazy procedural kind of code versus a really elegant kind of 3-line code kind of a thing.
Right.
So that kind of always fascinates me, and I really like that, the simplicity and then so eloquence of like smart people for sure. And so I like to get into just consuming all that.
Yeah.
And I also understand that it takes sometimes it like I never consider myself to be like dumb or anything, because like there is a lot of outside validation of knowing that I'm not.
Yeah.
But then I know when I'm actually in that super NT group, I'm not as fast. I do know that part.
Right.
But I just enjoy consuming all that.
Yeah.
And then kind of bridge that gap to the other group, which is like, for example, the manager or the user or a different kind of group that needs that can receive that information and actually promote it, because the NT guys are usually really bad at SF, right?
Yeah, they do. They're horrible at it.
Yeah. So
You're SF second too. You're SF savior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of find this whole me being a bridge king really interesting, and then kind of finding lots of new things happening all the time. Mm-hmm.
Workplace definitely needs double deciders to be the manager role, because you can't have like a single decider to be the manager. It's not gonna work.
I don't know. Like I never say never work, but then
it doesn't work as well. Definitely not as well. You know.
Now I have to think about like a situation or people or of course well-rounded people is better.
Yeah. You have ST play. So I heard the ST plays a lot of dad jokes. So do you like dad jokes?
It's really hard to. I only have like a certain type of humor that I really like. I don't think I like dad joke very much.
Okay. What is ST play then? Like how to use ST play?
See, when they talk about ST play, that sounds like a really boring play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what does that
a lot of people get offended when they say their play is boring. I've interviewed ENTJs and I've asked them about it. They're like, I'm not boring. You know?
Like, what does ST play means? Like, it's like play. Like T for me is like a lot of play is like talking to people, understand, and like conversations, and maybe that is boring to people. Yeah. But I get so much joy out of it. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it is. I don't know. Like maybe it's learning. Maybe it's doing stuff. Right?
It's not. I don't think it's doing stuff. I think it's like. I mean, you could. It's the way you do stuff with a tribe, but like I'm talking more in the context of like when you're joking around with someone, you know. So I've noticed people with ST play, they like to joke about like physical stuff, you know, like they make fun of like different sizes of things, and you know, it's like a lot that kind of joke, you know.
I don't know. I think I'm funny in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not very funny. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it depends what you're putting forward, right? If you're using your NF forward, then it's different, right? But if you're using your ST play, I don't know what it's gonna look like.
I don't know what that looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's what other people perceive you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have double activated SE, so does that mean your chaos tidal wave is not as bad as like other INTJs?
I think so.
Okay, but do you still fear chaos?
Like it's kind of. I don't get hit by chaos as much, for sure.
Yeah.
It's through learning process, right? Because I think when you get thrown into an SE environment often enough, for me, like, dance is very chaotic. Yeah. Especially when you're in a new teacher, a new style of dance, or you had to pick up a new choreography like really fast. That's very chaotic. Yeah. So when I was growing up, I have a really hard time picking up choreography. and then I noticed my brain shutting down, like just that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had enough.
Of just too much processing.
Yeah.
It's but then you have to learn to kind of like, okay, I need to break it down. Like
Yeah.
I had to, and I break it down and figure it out, and then just one by one, and then had to bring my FI on board. It's like, it's about enjoying the process, not about getting it all at once. Like
Yeah.
I have to be okay with myself in a chaotic situation.
Yeah.
So that too, and also because also a dancer, you have to perform a lot.
Did you perform live too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, of course, then there's like, dancing is actually better, like, but piano performing is actually more chaotic.
You perform in piano too?
Yeah, growing up, for example, also like if I play for church and stuff, and that's like live.
Yeah.
And also if I do a competition, then that's like live.
Yeah.
It's crazy stress that way.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're gonna feel and what you're gonna. Yeah, because sometimes you just froze.
Yeah.
And then you don't remember anything.
Have you frozen before in the middle of performance?
Not really.
No? Okay.
But I'm always afraid that I will.
Okay.
So it's anticipation of getting to that. It's always like that fear.
I
so
see.
you
Okay.
kind of have to figure that out, how to get over that stage fright. You need to have
Yeah.
a process. So everything is like you need to have a process.
Yeah.
To not let yourself in that chaotic situation. So then I kind of later realized is that I actually need a lot of security. Like I never realized that until, oh my god, I'm a default NI? That doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
then the more I think about it, it totally does, because NI is about security,
Yeah.
right? So if I tether myself to a very solid point,
Yeah.
then I can let myself be really, really free. I don't have to worry.
Yeah.
So that's once I find that point, chaos doesn't really matter to me anymore. So it's like if I get lost, that's fine. As long as I always know where's north or something, or
Yeah.
have a navigation of knowing sort of what the direction is, or I don't know, I always know that like I don't know, even if today is the end of the world, like, you know.
Yeah, that's so NF.
I like
You're NF to the max.
It's
You're
like,
NF
what
to
are
the
you
max.
gonna do, right? Yeah.
You're super NF to the max.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, but
probably.
it seems like to me, like once you've kind of accepted that this is part of the process, it's now in your NI box and it's no longer a problem. So
Yeah.
once it's inside an NI box, it's fine.
Yeah.
So my question for you now is, what's in your NI box? So far you've talked about your dance, you talked about your music. So what else do you organize in an NI box, and how does that NI box work? Like, do you, like, if something's not in your NI box, do you not want to talk about it then? You know, like personalities in your NI box, so you love talking about it.
Yeah.
But what if it's not? Like if it's like completely.
But I also have a FI of valuing something new.
Okay.
You know, so that's also something that I.
True. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a consume saver, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
You're like a walking contradiction almost.
I am all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it was really hard for me before to like type and like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also the whole brake and gas, like I always felt that.
Yeah.
Like that too. So I was talking to somebody else that that our type, at least at the core of it, is like having ADHD and ADD at the same time.
Yeah.
So you always have this urge to like gas and brake. So it's really, you need to kind of know how to like how to navigate the world in your best possible way.
Yeah.
So we're probably not gonna get a tidal wave too bad.
Yeah.
Because we're just constantly thinking. Well, I am constantly thinking and processing, and trying, and especially I am like really, really valuing growth and experiment.
Yeah.
That I find really work well for me. So that is a good way to kind of navigate around the whole brake and gas thing. Or how else are you gonna do it? Like I don't know how other people do it. Like you just gas all the way.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, it's gas all the way.
Like that's kind of crazy to me.
It is crazy. Yeah, I'm working on it now. It's a lot better than before.
Yeah, because I see my boyfriend is like.
Is he sleep less?
I don't know. It's just like I asked him a question and just like never thought about that.
Did he get type? You should get him type.
But he's not into it. And
he's not into it?
I don't like forcing people. You know.
Okay. Just force them. It's for your FI. It's not for him.
Yeah, but I really don't like. It's like that thing about controlling people, like controlling the tribe. It's so exhausting for me.
Yeah, because you're blast. It's kind of funny. You're like a weird INTJ, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like the least. Like you're like right at the edge of like the INTJ curve. Like. Yeah. So usually I ask people questions about all their masculine and feminine functions, but you're weird because I don't think you're double feminine. I still think you're masculine feminine. Like since like you're valuing the sensory so much that
I've always thought that's because it's double activating.
It is double activated,
Yeah,
but she's double activated, and I think she goes more with the N than the S. So that's why I think for you, and it just the fact that you're like, you got like the rapper hands. You talk with your hands, it's like very MF, right? Like you would be the only one too. And they also said they just guessed too, so it's not like it's a guess. Yeah, I mean it's hard to say too because you both have feminine with the tribe, right? So but then now that I'm talking to you now, I'm like, okay.
I don't know how the memory thing that how hard is that for the sensory, as in like masculine but I'm not good with audio either though.
Yeah, you only play piano, right?
Like
and you only dance to the music too, right?
I don't have to dance to music for sure. That's something that we are kind of go against.
Okay.
And I don't know, like I can't.
So you're saying you're a tester and visual? Talk about your visualness.
I am definitely more of a try things hand by hand.
Yeah.
And I'm very visual for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess compared to other people, like I don't know if that's visual. It's like I can just.
How are you with drawing and painting and stuff?
I'm okay. I always sketch. I always do charcoal.
Show her a picture drawing. Oh, you don't have them? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do. My style is really more of a sketch type. Like it's a very NF kind of sketch.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. And yeah, like whereas my other artist friend, I can see so many different style.
Yeah.
But I really do like the visual and seeing how things like go together. Like I just play around with it.
Yeah.
And I can visualize like furniture or clothes or something like a lot quicker than everybody else. So I think that's visual, and I love seeing stuff.
It's hard to say. It could be SE also.
Yeah, it could be. So I don't know.
It could be masculine SE, so it's hard to say.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think that's something you should figure out though. Like figure out if you're like masculine SE or feminine SE or masculine feminine. I'm still convinced you're masculine feminine just from what I've seen so far, just talking to you this last bit, but we'll leave it to everyone, I guess, what they think and see what you think also. How can you work? What advice can you give to INTJs who has problems with their
You mean
chaos?
like my type? Or like
In general.
NITE?
Yeah, in general, because you're still gonna have problems with chaos,
The
right?
chaos,
Yeah,
yes.
yours is gonna be the least problem.
It is a reality.
Yeah. So what should they do? Should they just talk to people? Should they just read books or something, or consume? Let me see the time. Okay, good. We're okay.
I think it's I think for me, like what's most helpful is that because I'm so sleep heavy and blast last.
Yeah.
I think my turning points or most improved or point is probably something along like the blast, get things going, and also like managing the SE because once you manage the real life stuff, because there's just so much NI is projecting and predicting that is not real. Like, it's so not real. Like, you might feel like, oh, I think I did that like this week.
Yeah.
But no, the last time you did it could be like 2 months ago. But you and I think like, no. Or it's just like, it's a feeling. Like, a lot of things, it's a feeling of what you think you did.
Yeah.
Or how much you think you improved.
What if they're the blast sleep type, you know? They're sort of, or like, yeah.
I still think that they are very N heavy, that they miss out the actual
But they're not
reality.
FI heavy though, so you know how you feel.
Yeah.
But they don't, so.
Yeah, but then they don't know exactly how much they improve or things.
Yeah.
So it's still the SE part.
Okay.
So I deploy a lot of my SE things like actually recording. Actually recording your progress, actually recording, making a list, and also because I really care about energy and also my training and my body condition.
Yeah.
So I have a tracker for myself, so I know my sleep every single night.
Yeah.
How much sleep I get in REM, how much I get in deep sleep. So that kind of really, really accurate, precise tracking to tell me, so I can't lie to myself. And then so any kind of change that you deploy to yourself, you can see it in actual data. So that's very helpful and really concrete. And once I start doing habit tracking as well too, to kind of correlate with the actual sensory of my own body tracking, that's basically I just peacocking like all my SE thing that I'm doing to myself, because it's just like amazing. Because I don't know how other SE primary people, they just know. Yeah, they just know what's good for them and what they did, and they just deal with like reality things so quick. Like, it took me like maybe like 2 weeks, because I had a mouse in my apartment.
You had a what in your apartment?
A mouse.
A mouse, okay.
That I caught it.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
Is it an old apartment or something?
No, it's just like an apartment like... that there's mouse. Like, it's really cute. It's like this tiny.
That's a cute mouse, okay.
Yeah, and then this is the second time it comes in.
Oh.
So I never filled the hole.
He's your friend now.
I know. So I caught the mouse and released him free.
Yeah. He went back there.
And then I was talking to my friends about it, what to do, and I researched on internet and stuff, because I don't want to kill it. It just bothers me so much. And I found the right solution, which is using steel wool to fill the holes and all that stuff. Once I found the solution,
You found the hole?
I know the hole is under the sink,
Okay.
kitchen sink.
Okay.
I found the solution, but so my NI is happy, and I just like peacefully just let it slide for like.
Oh, you didn't apply it?
No.
Okay.
So, because that required me to go out there, buy the thing,
Yeah.
and then actually do it.
Yeah.
And then, so I have to actually put on my list of like, okay, weekly list.
Yeah.
And then my first step is get out there, go to a hardware store and buy it.
Yeah.
And then buy it, and then I put it there for like 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't buy it? You didn't do anything with it? You bought it, but you didn't do anything with it?
Yeah, that's first step.
Jeez. Okay.
Yes. And then I see it long enough that it bothers me, that I really need to do it.
Yeah.
And I put it on the list
Yeah.
to do it. And then one day
You did
I
everything
finally
do it.
Yeah. And then finally I finally do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I do that too. I think with Lead Any, like I have a lot of stuff that it took me 2 or 3 months before I started using it, you know. Like, I bought this camera, I think it took me like a month or 2 before I started using it. I was obsessing, I researched everything about this camera, and then yeah, and then when I finally got it, I'm like, okay, it's there.
Because you know already, it's already in here.
Yeah, I just wanted the information, not to like execute on
I know.
it. It's kind of sad. Like, I have a gimbal now that I purchased, and it's like a super nice gimbal, and
Yeah.
haven't used it.
Oh gosh.
Haven't used it. Never used it. Use it once in our apartment. That's it.
But my sleep last friend, he would buy new technology and use it right away.
Oh, well, maybe he's not N dominant. I'm N dominant, so I think that's a problem. It's with the N, not with the S.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
I like the idea of the gadget, I think, but not like when I actually have it. It's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyways, thanks Avis for doing this interview. Doing it live. It's awesome. It's my, I think, third live interview. So the first one was Dave, second one was Julian, and you're the third one.
Yeah, you drove down there.
Yeah. There was another person that wanted to do a live interview with me, but because of the COVID, we can't do it now. So, yeah, unfortunately, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
All right, bye everyone.
That's a good one, that one, though.